Immer mehr Wohnwagen und Campinganhänger rollen in der Urlaubszeit auf unseren Straßen. Wenn ein Gespann durch falsches Beladen so einknickt, dass die Vorderräder des Zugwagens aus den Federn gehoben werden, entstehen eigenartige Fahrreaktionen.
Motorized caravans are anything but an unusual sight today, over a century since their emergence. Except the cars towing them are quite a bit beefier. Not least SUVs and pickups with their all-wheel drive and awesome engine outputs. But the concept goes back to ancient times. The invention of the wheel also meant the first tractors. Back in Asterix's time, they needed an ox cart to get around. And it wasn't long until the concept of horsepower entered the public arena. Chariots were the original sport utility vehicles. Centuries later, inventive minds repurposed the steam engine to get the first trains up and running. New registrations and sales of caravans have been at record levels in recent years. But there's a downside to this kind of upward mobility. The internet has a ton of videos showing the devastating results of fishtailing caravans. Setting off with a several-ton mobile home on your hitch is no child's play and requires adequate training and preparation. We've come to the German Automobile Club's Driving Safety Center, where we meet with driving instructor Arndt Schulenburg. He knows the law when it comes to who is actually allowed to tow which trailer.
What your license allows you to drive is determined by the weight of the vehicles. This combination has a trailer with a 1.5-ton maximum permissible weight and a towing vehicle with 2.2 tons. Together they add up to 3.7 tons. So that would require you to have a license allowing you to drive in excess of 3.5 tons.
Okay, and now the technical requirements for safe towing. What does the maximum tongue weight mean, and where do I find it?
The tongue weight is the weight exerted by the trailer on the vehicle hitch. It's of vital importance for your driving safety. In this case, the hitch has a tongue weight of 100 kilos, and that's ideal for a stable combination.
And how can I check that?
One way is to place a jack under the Caravan's coupler and put a regular set of scales underneath. You then arrange the cargo in the vehicle to produce a tongue weight of 100 kilos. We have a number of things here to help increase driving stability. This is an autonomous trailer brake. It engages the trailer's service brake and electronically detects instability such as swerving. And without any driver intervention, it then brakes the trailer to stabilize the vehicle combination. If the vehicle starts to swerve due to evasive action or some other maneuver, you need to hit the brakes immediately. The trailer brake engages and decelerates the car and trailer. This reestablishes stability in a speed range that also guarantees a sound level of safety.
There's quite a range of modern-day traction engines in the SUV segment. First up is a high-riding wagon, the Volvo V90 Cross Country. A neat optional extra here is a backup camera that helps to hitch up a trailer. Maximum tow capacity is 2.4 tons. The Volvo doesn't come cheap, however, with prices in Germany starting at 62,000 euros. Representing classic SUVs is the Seat Tarraco, ideal for family caravanning trips. Space galore, coupled with a very decent 2.4-ton towing trailer capacity. Also decent is the price, 44,000 euros, so you can splash out on the Caravan. If you want to launch your classic Riva speedboat in style, look no further than the Maserati Levante. With a 275 horsepower diesel, this is our most powerful entrant, and at 75,000 euros, also the priciest. But it will haul up to 2.7 tons of pedestrian freight. And that's surpassed only by our two heavyweights from Toyota and Jeep. The Jeep Wrangler may have been given a makeover, but it still has the classic setup. The ladder frame chassis and the rigid axles with sturdy coil springs and solid stabilizers. So even with big freight at the back, you'll be super secure. The Jeep isn't allowed to tow more than 2.5 tons, but it does come standard with a trailer stabilizer system for 47,000 euros. The Toyota Hilux looks like a workhorse and has stats like one too. And it certainly needs those 110 kilowatts for a towing capacity of 3 tons. In true tractor style, the Hilux also relies on a ladder frame and rigid axles. This is definitely a case of form follows function. The Julius here is about 40 years old, fully loaded, and with a full tank it weighs 1.3 to 1.4 tons. The trailer here weighs another 350 kilos, for a total of almost 1.8 tons to get into the water and back out. When it's time to launch or retrieve the Julius in the spring or fall, the muddy ground can be slippery. This is where all-wheel drive comes in handy, permanent or on demand. All 5 models have no trouble getting this 2-tonner into the water or fishing it out. So what qualifies as a good towing vehicle? A higher curb weight will generally mean a more comfortable ride on the road. Obviously, horsepower is important, but even more so is torque. And rear-wheel drive is preferable to front-wheel. That said, where weightier trailers or varying road surfaces are involved, you can't go wrong with all-wheel drive. If you have seriously heavy cargo to tow, the Jeep Wrangler could be your port of call. Except, the latest model has a max pulling capacity of just 2.5 tons, almost a third less than its predecessor. So when the going gets tough, there's only the Toyota Hilux with a towing capacity of just over 3 tons. And with a base price of just 26,000 euros, unlike the rest of our SUV quintet, it's the only relatively affordable choice. By the way, thanks to modern ESP systems, scenes like this are nowadays largely a thing of the past.